Some few days back, I released a tutorial video on how to create a custom review system on WordPress website using Jet Engine. And we saw how we can, with Jet Engine features such as custom content type, to create a review system, use the Jet Engine listing to stylishly display the review on our post page. Then we also saw how we can use Jet Form Builder to collect the review values from users, and how to use Jet Engine Query Builder to manipulate the data, that is, in using them to calculate results such as the review average rating and more, of which we touched in that video. So I'm going to stick the tutorial video on, so you should see the link at the top of this video so that you can access it, as this video is a sequel to that video that was previously released. Before we dive into this video, I want to quickly introduce myself. My name is Momo Easy Ozi, and this is my channel Ozidigi Pro. So this is where I teach you how to bring in custom solution to your WordPress website. So that, by the way, let's get started with this tutorial. In the part 1 of this tutorial video, we achieved something when we were able to calculate the review rating based on the review CCT submitted. Then we were able to calculate the average review rating per parameter for the post type. Then we were able to calculate the total average review rating for the post type. Now, let me show you what exactly we want to do. We want to achieve this overall rating like as it is on Airbnb. We want to be able to calculate the value of the review, that is the percentage of the review that actually fall into the value of 5, then 4, 3, 2, and 1. So what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is this. Let's say the average, let's say the reviews submitted by each of these users have different value. Let's say some are 4, while some are 5. Let's use ours for example. Let's say, for example, the review submitted by this user is 5, while this one is 4, but not equal to 5. This one is 4, not equal to 5. This one is about is 2.67, but it's not up to 3, and it's not more than 3. So what we want to do is to be able to calculate the percentage of the review that are up to 5 in value, the ones that are up to 4, but they are not equal to 5. So to do that, we'll go to our query builder. So go to Jet Engine, then we go to Query Builder to create our first query. I'm going to click on Add New. Before that, this total review average rating SQL query for current post type is important. I'm going to open it on a new tab. Then I add new query. I'm going to name this query review rating equal to 5. The query type is an SQL query. Going to scroll down. From which table? I'm going to say from the Jet Reviews, Jet CCT review system. The where clause, the where query clause is going to be our property ID, since what we are calculating is for the current property ID. Compare is going to be equal to, the value is going to be object ID for current context. Then the type is going to be numeric. Now we're going to group results. We are grouping the results by property ID. Then we scroll down include columns, we are going to leave it as it is. I will toggle this include calculated column. Include calculated column. So the calculated column, we are going to use the property ID column because what we are dealing with has to do with the CPT as a whole, that is the current post type, the current post as a whole. So I'm going to say the function is a custom query, it's a custom function. Then I'm going to enter the formula that we'll use to get something like this, the overall rating that is equal to 5. So in our case, assuming I use this one as an example, I only have this review rating that is exactly 5 out of how many rating here? 5. So I expect that 20% of this, that is, if we create our own bar, it should be filled only to 20% because only 1 out of 5 has a rating that is exactly 5. So we'll go back to our query. I'll come to this aspect and copy this formula, just the one within this bracket. Very important. So I opened it on a new tab so that I won't have to close the other tab. So I'm going to copy this. Then I paste it here. So let me give it an open bracket. The total review parameter we are dealing with is 6. So what I'm doing now, this formula which I just put here is going to check if the whole of this, that is the whole value, the addition of this value divide by 6, the addition of the values in the review parameter divide by 6, if it is equal to 5.0, if it is equal to 5.0, then it should return the value as true, that is 1. Else, if it's not like that, it should return the value as false. Then it should end the operation. So I close it with a bracket. Now I go to the beginning of the formula and I say it should check a scenario where this thing is actually true. I'll say case, that is the case, that is the scenario when, and give it a spacing, and that's just it. Then it's going to calculate the average, that's AVG, average case when the average parameter, that is the average review parameter for the property ID is equal to 5, that is, it should return the value as true, else return the value as false, times 100. So I'm going to go over what I just wrote again from the beginning so that you get it clearly. Now, if you follow the previous video, we calculated the total average review rating for the current property ID. And there we were able to calculate the average by putting AVG, then the value of all the review parameters in bracket, adding them in bracket, then dividing by 6, which is the number of the parameter we are using to collect the review. So in this case, we want a situation whereby we are only dealing with the review, the percentage of the reviews that the value is equal to 5. So now we are not just only checking for the average review parameter, as in the total average review for each property ID. What we are doing now is that we are looking for a case when the total average review rating is equal to 5. So it's going to check, then that is, it will check if it is true. If not true, it will return the value as 0, then end, that is, it will end the operation, then multiply by 100 to get the percentage. And that's just it. I'm going to add query. So let's try this, displaying it just as it is here on the front end, and let's see if our query works. So I'm going to close this one. So I'm going to edit the single property page. So let me preview it using a Django Retreat. That is the post we are actually using as our example. So I'm going to update. So let me reload this. So we have Django Retreat as our example, which we are using here. I'm going to scroll down. In this portion, I'm going to bring in an inner section. Then I'm going to reduce this inner section to, let's say, 20, while the rest is 80. Then I'm going to bring in a title into the smaller aspect of the inner section. Let me drop it here first. Drag this. So I'm going to say this is 5. I'll style it. Let's say the size is 13. Then I can drag this back. I'm going to look for another widget, which is the progress bar. I'm going to try this progress bar. So I don't want to use this one. Let me use the other one. Progress bar. So we don't need the title. I'm going to remove the title. So we don't need the inner text. We just need this percentage. I'll leave this percentage for now, but I want to display our query, which will show the percentage of the reviews that the value is equal to 5. So I'm going to click on dynamic tags, that's on the percentage, since the query we did is just to check the percentage of the review, of the total average review that's equal to 5. So I'm going to go to the Jet Engine aspect, then I look for dynamic function, click on it, select the function SQL query result. The query column under review rating equal to 5 is going to be custom property ID. So as you can see, it's showing that the percentage is 20%, which is exactly what we have, as we have 5 people who have reviewed this property, but only one person, which is 20%, has a value that is equal to 5. So we see that our query is working. Let's preview it. So on preview, we see this. Let's actually go to the main page. So let's go to the main page, Django Retreat. So you see we have it as 20%, which which means it actually works. So I'm going to style it and make it better. So I'll come to the styling of the progress bar. I want the background, the color of the progress bar to be black. Then the background color, I want it to be something like this. So I can reduce the opacity. That's okay. The height, I'll give it the height of 9. 9 is okay. Then I'm going to come to and edit the column, the inner section column. I'm going to remove the chain of the margin and the padding. I'm going to do the same for the column where the progress bar is. So we have something like this. So also I'm going to remove for the other one as well. Now I want the vertical alignment to fall into the middle, which is okay. So I'm going to duplicate the inner section. I'll duplicate till we have something like 5, just as we have here, a total of 5. So I'm going to duplicate for the last one. Then I'll change the figures. This is going to be 4. This is going to be 3. This is going to be 2. While this is going to be 1. So I could have turned off the percentage. I could have turned off the percentage display so that we'll have something exactly like this. But for the time being, I'm leaving it as it is so that we actually see that it's working when we build the query for the rest. Okay. So now the next query we are going to build is a query that's going to show the total average review rating that is equal to 4, equal and greater than 4, but is not equal to 5. The total average review rating that is equal to 4, that is any of the review that is up to 4, greater than 4, greater than 4, but less than 5 will fall into this portion. So I'm going to update. I'm going to click on update. Then we go back to our query builder to add our new query. So I'm going to come to query builder. So instead of creating a new query entirely from scratch, I'm going to duplicate this one by hitting copy. After copying it, I'm going to edit it. So this is going to be review rating equal to 4, equal to 4, and less than 5. Okay, so we'll go to our formula and adjust some things in the formula. We are only going to make some few adjustments and addition to this formula to be able to get what we want. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to come to the end of the formula. I'm going to scroll to the end of the formula, somewhere around here. So we want if the value is greater or equal to 4, greater or equal to 4. So I'm going to put the greater sign, greater or equal to 4. And aside that, we want to also know the percentage of the review rating if the value is less than 5 as well. So it should be greater or equal to 4 but less than 5. So we'll bring the AND operator into our formula. We'll say AND, then we're going to get this formula starting from where it is divided by 6 just to this point. copy it, go back to the continuation of the formula, and this and is saying that where the average review rating, where the value of the average review rating is also less than 5. So I'm going to paste the formula. So let's see actually that it is well placed. And here, then the average, that is divided by 6, is less than. So we're going to say if it is less than 5, that's 5.0, then it should return the value as true, else it should return the value as false, then end the operation. So the whole average percentage of it can be gotten when we multiply it by 100. So I'm going to update the query. Then we'll go and use it on the front end. So on this post single page, I'm going to refresh so that we can use it since we newly created the query. So I'm going to leave the formula in the description of this video so that you can easily copy the formula, and let's say if you are following something similar to this tutorial, you can from there, let's say, copy and use it. So I'm dealing with this one. So we don't need to start from the beginning. So we know we are under dynamic function. So all we just need to have done is to click on the right icon and select the SQL query in question. So is custom, the SQL query in view is the review rating equal to and less than 5. So I select custom, the custom property ID which contains our formula. So you can see is 60%, which means our query is working and is true because the reviews that are equal to, greater than 4 but less than 5 are 3 out of 5. That means 60% of the ratings submitted have values that fall within the range of 4. So the same thing is what we are going to do for 3, 2, and 1. So we go back to our query. This time around, we will not do much work. We just go to our query, duplicate the last one we did by hitting copy. Then we'll edit. So we're going to say review rating equal to 3, less than 4. So we can clean out this copy. Then we scroll down and adjust it in the formula as well. So we check the formula. This one is going to be greater or equal to 3. But less than 4. So instead of 5.0, it's going to be 4.0. So that's just what we need to change. Then we update query, reload our post single page, then we try it out on it. So if we scroll down, and we come to the dynamic function is set, so we just need to click on the range icon, then select the proper query column, which is this one, equal to 3, less than 4. We select the custom and it should pull out the value. You can see we don't have any review that fall within that category that is greater or equal to 3 but less than 4. I'll click on update Then we'll go back to our query builder. Then we'll do for the one that is less than 3 but greater or equal to 2. So I'll click on query builder. Then I'll duplicate the last one we created as well. I'm going to copy, then edit. The query is going to be equal to 2 and less than 3. So let me clean this one, the copy. So I'm going to scroll down and adjust the formula. So we're not doing much there, just change the figure. So this is going to say less, greater or equal to 2, and if it is less than 3. So that's it. We'll update the query. So before we impute this on our post single page, let's do the last one as well. We'll copy this. I only need one of the copy. I'm going to edit. So I'm going to change this to equal to 1 but less than 2. I'll clean off this copy. I'll delete it. Then adjust the formula. Nothing else we need to touch than to adjust the formula. So this should say greater or equal to 1 but less than 2. So we are looking for the percentage of the review that's greater than 1, that the value is greater than 1 but less than 2. So we update that query. Then we go to our post single page and reload so that we can impute the freshly created query, which we did. So we'll scroll down to our progress bar. It is below. So we've already set for this for the first 3. So we come to the second one, click on the range icon. Make sure we select the right column. So this one is equal to 2, less than 3. Then we select the property. So you can see it gave us 20%, which is true because only one of the review here out of 5, that is 20% of it, has the value that is equal to 2, equal or greater than 2, but it's less than 3. Then we go to the last one. We click on the range icon of the dynamic function. Then we scroll to the proper query that matches what we are doing, equal to and less than, equal to 1 and less than 2. We select it and it should give us 0% because we do not have any review rating for this property post that's equal to 1 but less than 2. I'm going to update it. Then let's check how it is on the front end. So as you can see, this is how it is on the front end. You can go back to the progress bar and you can go ahead and toggle off the percentage display for all of them so that we'll have something similar like what we have on Airbnb. I'll hit on update, then reload this as well. So as you can see, we have something similar like we have on Airbnb. So you can just drag in a title heading and place it here and just say overall rating. Overall rating. Sorry. Typing on a tight space. overall rating. So we could just set it to, let's say, H5. So we have this there, update. So let's preview it. I know you can style it better than this from your own end. So what I'm more particular about is our operation and our function. So you see we have something like this. So overall rating, we see the progress bar showing the total number of rating that the value is equal to 5, then the one that fall within the range of 4, 3, 2, and 1. So that's just it. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, and let me know what areas you do like me to create videos on. And if there's any aspect of the review system you'd like me to cover, include it in the comment section of this video. And don't forget to subscribe if you've watched this far. Don't forget to like the video, and if there's a reason why you don't like it, also leave it in the comment section as well. So I'll see you in the next video. I'm Easy Ozzy. Thank you for watching.